They're in the top 8, Marty.
A lot of talk in the Hendrick camp, and Ralph mentioned it earlier this week that Mark Martin wanted to be the guy who was pushed instead of doing the pushing for Jeff Gordon. This is how they wound up at Talladega. And a little while ago, Mark said, do you want to switch? Jeff Gordon told Mark Martin, dude, if we do that, we're done. We have no shot to win this race. This is where it's gotten them. They have a threat to win this race, Ralph.
Right now, the 5-car Mark Martin is hot. He's just going to stick it in there and give it everything he's got. That motor, we'll see if it makes it. As you guys said, nothing you can do now but keep your foot to the floor.
Oh, and look, man, these guys are starting to slide up in each other. Watch out.
There they go. There they go.
Here it goes.
Gordon goes around.
Just got turned.
What a
great job.
Keep rolling.
Pretty great.
Caution's out.
And we get the caution.
Caution's out.
A lot of damage, but I'll tell you what, that was a good save.
I don't know who turned him, but it wasn't me.
Yeah. And that was Mark Martin saying, I don't know who turned him, but it wasn't me. And it wasn't. It was the 4-car that came up. Casey Kane.
As we once again look at what happened a moment ago.
Yeah, you watch the 83 here. He's down on the inside a little bit. The 4-car's up. He's to the left side a little bit. And he gets into the 4-car right there. You see it kind of, and the 4-car goes up the racetrack. And as the 4-car tries to recover and come down,
29 did pop him.
Yeah, they all get together about the same time. I'm not sure that's Vickers' fault. I think they all kind of closed in an accordion, and they all got together as the 4-car was coming down. So I probably called that wrong a minute ago, thinking that Vickers had got into him a second time and didn't allow him room. I think Vickers tried to allow him a little bit of room probably, and then the 4-car or the 29 car and the closure rate of he and Menard got into him.
And you know, Vickers was down on the inside, but he couldn't get on the outside because he had Gordon and Martin right there.
They were on his door.
There was no way he could get to the right of the 4.
And they were on his door doing what Jeff and those guys talked about doing, separating those guys. Get on their door and separate them.
So this late race caution will set up a green-white checker finish. It is the 8th we've had here at Daytona and the 4th in the last 4 races here at this track. First attempt at a green-white checker. How about overtime in the Coke 0400 at Daytona?
Now.
Well, he did.
They did.
I tell you, the 11 drug his brake, and he let the 29 get back, the 39 jump back down there.
Takes a little time for him to get
wound
up.
Here we go. Martin got turned by Joey Logano on that one.
And look at him.
Big crash. Several cars involved, and it all got started when Logano got Mark Martin.
Truex is in it. Mark Martin's in it. You see the
Stewart's in it.
33.
Sorry, guys.
Like Castle's in it.
Wow.
We will get a second attempt at a green-white checker.
Half the field's gone.
See the damage for pole sitter Mark Martin.
You know, when you look at that, Mark's there, and Logano's there. I don't know where Mark was going. Yeah, to be honest with you, you know what I mean? I mean, look, Joey couldn't really go anywhere. They all were trying to get to the same place on the racetrack for whatever reason. I don't know why Mark tried to jump off the back of the group he was in. But of course, he doesn't have a partner anymore.
Now we ride with Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Two outside, checking up, go low, come on low, come on low, come on low, come on low, go low, come on low.
Great job.
Yeah, very good.
Great job by Dale Jr. right there, man. Good call from the spotter, too.
And this is Regan Smith. Not so lucky.
Come on, you come.
When you're in one of those wrecks, it's like it never ends.
Yeah, it just keeps going.
Then when you stop, you wait for somebody to hit you while you're stopped.
For the restart, it's our second attempt at a green-white checker finish in the Coke 0400 here at Daytona.
And I think, Kyle, this is another one of the things you don't want a great start.
No.
On this deal right now.
You don't want to get too far ahead on that.
Green.
When Harvick got up in front of Menard, about as nice as you can do it right there.
And left Joey all by himself on the inside right there.
Yep. But see how much time they lost by doing, even at that. See what I was talking about? They lost, you know, a couple of seconds there on the front 2 rows. Now they're going to have to get some steam and go.
But there's the 4-car pushing the 20, and the 20 has no partner now, and the 4-car has no partner.
Harvick and Menard lost some ground as well.
Joey Logano to the outside there with the 4-car of Casey Kane.
Larry called it. Logano to the outside and to the lead. Big shove by Casey Kane on the outside.
That was a huge shove. He got just enough off those guys.
They had to let
shuffled out.
He got a little bit out of shape there. Newman had to get out of the gas, and that was it.
Here we come down to the white flag. 1 lap to go for David Ragan.
All clear. 1 factor, double wide.
And look who's right behind Kenseth. Dale Earnhardt Jr. has joined the party.
Watch Harvick swing high here, though.
Kevin Harvick's been known to break hearts at Daytona. He did it to Mark Martin in 2007 in the Daytona 500. He won this race 1 year ago. David Ragan, a half a lap away from his first victory.
It's now time, isn't it, for the 20?
It's time for the 20 to do something, or...
1 back there, right tag.
I'll take
the Ragan behind him.
David Ragan.
Behind the race leader.
David Ragan.
No caution yet. David Ragan coming
Still
back
wrecking.
to the start-finish line.
They're wrecking again.
Everywhere now.
They're wrecking again.
Ragan with sweet redemption gets the victory at Daytona.
2 separate wrecks on the last lap.
Great job. Thank you a lot, man.
Oh, man, these guys are flying by Newman.
He was a sitting duck.
No kidding. That's the scariest part of it being in a wreck like this, is sitting in a racetrack when guys are coming at you 180 plus miles per hour. That was scary.
That's ugly racing right there.
You can't beat Daytona. Trevor Bayne does it in the Daytona 500, his first career victory. And tonight, I'm sure tears of joy for David Ragan, who's celebrating his first ever win.
That was big. That was nicely done by both those guys right there.
Thanks for the help, man. Thanks for the help.
So here's the first wreck, Kyle, that we talked about on the final lap.
Yeah, and it's hard to really say. You see the 9 car get turned, the 9 to 51 and the 00. It's hard to say right there because they're just in the corner of the screen. But in front of these guys, they're wrecking on around the corner here.
All this happened over
right here
in turn 3.
It looks like somebody got. It looks like Castle just slid up the racetrack and got into the left rear of Ambrose.
Yeah, and
he may have got shoved up. You know, by that angle, it's hard to see, but
it is hard. And the 00 had already been in an accident, and so had the 51 car of Landon Castle. These guys had already been in an accident, and there's Vickers getting in the middle of this one too, because he had already been in the other accident.
David Ragan, a driver who has endured his fair share of adversity throughout his Sprint Cup Series career, joins the fraternity of first-time winners in 2011. Talked about Trevor Bayne here in the 500. Regan Smith followed suit at Darlington.
Yeah.
And as Ragan was